Meet Sally McWorrywart.
You are breaking the law.
Do I need to call the police?
Oh my goodness, why would you, why would you call the police?
Because you're not answering my questions and you're not doing what I asked you to do, which is to stop videotaping.
I'm with the press and I'm taking a few pictures
I
and
can
video.
call the police.
You do what you have to do, ma'am. I'm just taking a few pictures and documenting my journey here.
You cannot include any people without their permission. I've explained this to
Free
you.
press can't
I
be
have
against
to
the code of
ask you to
conduct.
leave the building.
And I'm going to ask you to leave me alone.
No?
I'm not yelling at you.
Yes, you are.
Am
Why are
I?
you yelling at me?
She thinks this is yelling at her right now. She thinks I'm yelling at her. Again, can I take pictures on the sidewalk?
You're not permitted to take my picture without my permission. You are breaking the law. I'm out of here.
You think it's against the law for me to take a picture? Bless your heart. Jelly bean?
Oh, no, thank you.
They've been in my pocket. They're
no,
real warm and soft.
No.
Hey everybody, KULT News back again with another video. This is actually the second half of our Lancaster, Ohio video. If you want to see Officer Squires earlier in the day, go check out our first Lancaster video. I'll go ahead and post a link to it in the video description here. And we're out and about. We'll go ahead and pop in on the library if they're open. This is the Fairfield County District Library. Now, I try to treat other people how I would want to be treated, you know, and I'll be frank with you. Can I walk into a public library and take pictures, videos, and get kids in the... yes, I can. I generally avoid that. You know, I get it. I absolutely get people losing their freaking minds over... well, maybe not losing their minds, but, you know, I understand people not wanting their kids' pictures taken. These guys are open until 8 p.m. Holy cow. Nice. Oh, here we go. QR codes. Student health and well-being. You got QR codes. Take a picture of that. Boom. There you go. You guys are open until 8 p.m. tonight? What day of the week is today? It's a silly question. Today's Thursday? Holy shnikes. It sounds pretty quiet in here, right? Nobody's else. I try to come kind of later in the afternoon. I just want to get a few pictures of the library here. The library, I want to get a digital library of your library, per se. So you guys can rent out music? Very cool. Well, I can't imagine it wouldn't be. Holy shnikes. There you go. Oh, they got movies too. This is like a blockbuster. Holy shnikes. Look at that. Okay. Fairfield Library. You can rent movies. They got TV shows, series. You got all the Star Wars stuff. And I'm pretty sure it's free. Look at that. Blockbuster goes out of business, so these guys take over. This is free, right? One can rent movies for free.
Yes, and excuse me, sir. You need to get permission to do any kind of photography or videotape.
Oh yeah, no, I got permission. It's all good. Yeah, no, I definitely got permission.
See it then, please.
You want to see my permission?
Yes.
Well, I got permission
I
from...
would have been told. I'm a supervisor.
I got permission from the owner of the building.
This is a library.
Yeah. Do you know who the owner of the building is?
I know who the library director is.
You know who?
I know there's a board of trustees.
But who owns the library? Do you know who the owner is, right?
Do I need to call the police?
Oh my goodness! Why would you? My goodness! Why would you call the police?
Because you're not answering my questions and you're not doing what I asked you to do, which is to stop videotaping.
But why do you want me to stop videotape? I don't understand what the concern is.
Because you need permission.
I have permission from the
No,
owners
you
of the building. I most
No, you
certainly,
don't.
ma'am. Then you do what you have to do. I have
Then you
permission.
need permission from the director.
Why would I have to have permission from the director? I have permission from the owner of the building.
No, you don't, sir.
I do. Do you know who the owner of the building is? Oh my goodness. Well, anyways, As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, check it out. They used to have Blockbuster, and now you can come to the public library, the Fairfield County Public Library, and you can check out movies and music. Check it out, music. They got everything. And it's kind of silly to be in the library and be told I can't take pictures, for crying out loud. How am I supposed to document this and send this back to friends and family? Oh, there you go, Donny Osmond. Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, I am happy to say I saw that musical in person with Donny Osmond, and he was spectacular. I'm a big Donny Osmond fan, have been since I was a little kid. Probably will be till the day I die. The guy's just a super nice guy, if you ask me.
May tomorrow be a perfect day.
May you find love and laughter along the way.
May God keep you in His tender care.
Till He brings us together again.
Good night, everybody. Thank you very much.
So, oh my God, who does not love the Carol Burnett show? I would recommend for younger viewers that are watching this, if you don't know who Carol Burnett is, I highly recommend that you check her out because she's hilarious. Oh, you got your self-checkout station here. Oh, you can check out all the stuff yourself. Very nice. Very nice. I'm assuming a library card is still free these days, correct? Mm-hmm. And you can check out it. Is there a limit to how many movies you can check out at any given time?
You can check out 100 items.
Holy cow. Did you hear that? Is it just for Fairfield County people?
That I do not know.
I'll find out. But if you're in Fairfield County, you can come down to the library and check out a bazillion movies. 100 movies. Not quite a bazillion, but it's a lot of movies. I don't know why you need to. I would recommend maybe 2 or 3 at a time. I'm just saying you could, theoretically. I'm going to look into getting a library card. I'm sorry, I've upset your little friend back here. I'm avoiding getting anybody on the camera, literally, just kind of showing family what we're talking about moving here, what you guys have in the library. I'm literally avoiding taking pictures or video of any people, including employees. And old Sally McWorryword over here is upset and thinking that somehow it's illegal for me to be taking pictures in a public library. That makes me sad. Is she a librarian? I mean, it's a public library. If you can't take pictures in a public library, holy cow, I'm gonna have to check out a book on the First Amendment.
Hey guys, little reminder here that when we get to 100,000 subscribers, Stacy and I are getting married, and I'd like to make that happen sooner rather than later. Help us out. Go subscribe right now. Thanks.
You can do self-checkout here. So you don't have to bother the good folks here. You can just do it yourself. There you go. Friends of Fairfield County District Library. We're gonna get our name on this, make a donation. Maybe, I don't know what you have to do to get on that, but it looks like just money. You give them money and you get on that. We'll find out. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. I like that. I got a copier here. You can come in and use this. Black and white copies are only 10 cents. Oh yeah, okay. There's the old genealogy library. Family histories. Yeah, I think she's calling the police on me for taking pictures in the library. I think maybe you should come into the library and walk around and look around and then record when the police come in. Think about it. All right. Let's see. Check that out. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Could this be part of the treasure puzzle? Weird. I'm going to bring this to their attention, that there's chunks of wood in this book. Oh, I wanted to bring this book to your attention. I was opening it up, and there's a bunch of wood in there for some reason. I don't know why, but I thought I would bring that to your attention. It doesn't seem appropriate.
Sir, you
Yes, ma'am.
can't videotape in the library
Why not?
because it's against the rules. You have to have permission from the director in order to videotape.
I have to have permission from the director?
Yes, you have to go to the director's office and get permission there for that.
I already got permission from the owner of the building, of the owner of the library.
If you're considering the public as the owner, that's not true. We are a limited public library.
So you're not, this isn't a public library?
It's a public library, but what's the phrase, limited?
Federal courts have deemed public libraries to be a limited public forum.
Correct. Basically,
We
what that,
can restrict.
well, what that means is that I
Sir,
can't
we
come
can
in here
res-
and give a big giant speech.
No, you can't
Yeah,
videotape
I can't.
either.
I'm
No,
with
you
the
can't.
press, and I'm
Sir,
taking a few pictures
I
and
can
video.
call the police.
You do what you have to do, ma'am. I'm just taking a few pictures and documenting my journey here.
You cannot include any people without their permission. No
I'm in
staff
public,
member,
ma'am.
nobody from the
Ma'am, I'm in
public.
public. Lower your voice from the
Sir,
library.
Sir,
We're in a
you're
you know,
not listening to
step in
me.
here where we can talk privately, where we're not disturbing.
This is our code of conduct.
Ma'am,
Our code of conduct,
I understand. Come on in here. Come in here. Let's have a conversation like adults here.
sir.
If
I've
you
already
can.
explained to you the rules.
Thank you very much.
I've already explained to you the rules. You're violating the code of conduct.
Okay, but I'm not violating the law, ma'am. It's not against the law to take pictures in public.
You're violating our code of conduct. I am permitted to ask you to leave the building.
Photography, videotaping of any kind within a library is prohibited without permission from a library supervisor. Interesting. Do I have to have permission from the library supervisor to practice my religion?
That's not under discussion.
Well, it's the
right
same.
now.
It's the same
It's our
amendment
code
to
of
the
conduct.
Constitution. May I get your name?
My name's Helen. I'm
My
one
name
of the
is-
supervisors
my name is
in the
Mike.
building today, and you need to talk to the director.
My name is Mike.
I'm glad to meet you, Mike.
Are you the?
Again, I'm letting you know.
Do you understand that I wasn't, until now, I wasn't really taking pictures of any people. I was very quietly, dare I say reverently, walking through the library, doing a little,
It doesn't matter. Go ahead and read
can I
that to
have
me
this?
again.
I can
yes,
have this,
that's
right?
your copy.
Yeah, well, you want me to read the part that you guys just wrote in there? Photography, videotape. It's the First Amendment, ma'am. I'm not in here giving a speech. I understand federal courts have said
I
that
have permission.
it is a limited
to
public
ask
forum.
you to leave the building. If
For-
you don't comply to the code of
For
conduct.
breaking the law.
If you don't, no, if you do not comply to the code of conduct.
And the code of conduct is unconstitutional. You can't make the code of conduct is that you have to be a Jew.
You may take that up with our board. They meet on, I think it's the second or third Tuesday.
I
of the month.
suspect I'll take it up with the police when they show up.
Okay.
You have yourself a good day. I'll probably be gone by the time they get here, for crying out loud. I'm embarrassed for you. Jeez.
Sir,
Ma'am,
you may turn off.
I am not turning off anything. I am very quietly, respectfully documenting my journey. I came here in 1976 with my brother and did some stuff, and now I'm coming back and I'm doing a little story and I'm documenting that.
I
It is
hear
not against the
everything
law.
that you're
I am
saying,
no
but you're still
no.
breaking the code of conduct. I've
The
explained this to
free
you.
press can't
I
be
have
against
to
the code of
ask you to
conduct.
leave the building
And I'm
now.
going to ask you to leave me alone.
No.
Free press is not against the law.
Jean?
Call the...
Still here?
Ridiculous. There you go. Boom. Books on CD. It's a relatively small library. Crazy people. I stepped out of the library. I'm going to stand outside. I think I called the cops. I'm going to wait for the cops to show up. It's fucking ridiculous. Oh, can I take pictures on the sidewalk too? Or are you going to go crazy on that as well? I'm not yelling at you, for crying out. Oh, grow up. You think I'm yelling at you right now? I'm sorry, are you going to tell me I can't stand? I'm not yelling at you.
Yes, you are.
Am
Why are
I?
you yelling at me?
She thinks this is yelling at her right now. She thinks I'm yelling at her. Again, can I take pictures on the sidewalk?
You're not permitted to take my picture without my permission. You are breaking the law. I'm out of here.
You think it's against the law for me to take a picture? Bless your heart. You're not too bright, are you? Well, there you heard it. The lovely librarian thinks it's against the law for me to take her picture. Bless her heart.
Hi. You guys called?
Yeah, they're here. I'm on the phone with Becky at the moment, so
Okay.
There's a gentleman in here. Our code of conduct says you cannot videotape in here without permission from the director, and he would not listen to me. He would not stop. Then he went outside. He was videotaping Helen. That's one of the reasons why we don't want this. We don't want people's privacy invaded.
Yeah, he's been going around to different businesses today and doing it, so you guys aren't the first ones to call.
he told
so.
me he was making a journey, that he had lived in this area before and he was just visiting all the places he'd been before. But in a public place, you can't go around breaking people's privacy.
Right.
And our code of conduct says you can't do it, so we have to uphold our code of conduct.
Okay.
But as for, I agree. It's not against the law, but it's against our code of conduct.
Right. Well, we can go out there and tell them not to be videotaping inside or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Not inside, not people. But unfortunately, I'm on videotape asking him not to tape me, so.
Yeah.
And I'm probably on there telling him,
And I did make the mistake, you know, when you get nervous and you just start, and you say the wrong word, and I said, instead of saying you're breaking code of conduct, I said, you're breaking the law. And then he started yelling at me. He's like, are you some kind of idiot? So I just asked him if he was yelling at me. I'm not yelling at you. Do you think this is yelling at me? You? Yeah, like, I don't care. I'm going back in. People are not fun some days.
They are not. So I'll just let him know that it's your guys' policy that you can't videotape inside the library. If he does, he can be asked to leave. So
Right.
if he doesn't leave when he's
Then-
asked to leave, then he can be trespassed. So
yes,
Okay.
yes. And if you could let him know that.
Yeah,
That-
and that we're not asking to have him trespassed right now, but if he does it again, we will.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So as far as him being on the sidewalk, there's really nothing
It's
we can
public
do about
property,
that.
but
So,
still,
like if he's sitting
videotaping
here,
people without their permission is just an unkind, nasty thing to do. I know it happens all the time, but
yeah, it does, and unfortunately, with him being in the public, there's really not much we can do about that. So, but
At least
try to
he's
make
outside now
Right.
and not,
so I'm sure once we tell him that, he'll move along because he started all the way on East Main Street and is just working his way this way. So, don't really know what his deal is, what he's trying to do, what he's trying to accomplish, but it is what it is. So, I'm gonna move along. All right.
thank you very much.
Okay, no
and
problem.
appreciate you
Hope your
stopping in.
night gets better.
Thank you.
Sent that down the street. She's kind of crazy. She thought it was illegal for me to take pictures of her from the sidewalk, for God's sake.
Yeah. So I told her that.
Lunatic.
I told her that it's completely legal. I am Officer Snyder, Lancaster Police
I
Department.
appreciate it. I met Officer Squires earlier today.
Yep, I think he's actually on his way right now.
So
So
hear about our little, my brother and I. Oh, he'll tell you. He'll tell
all
you.
right.
He'll tell you.
Yep, but they mainly just don't want you inside filming. They
Let
said
me
you-
ask him.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. So they said it's against our policy. I said, it's against your policy that I'm a Jew? No, that's ridiculous. I said, because it's covered under the same First Amendment. Freedom of press. Now, she said, oh, libraries, courts have determined that libraries are a limited public forum. I said, I agree. We're on the same page now. We are. There's a time, place, and manner for things like what I do. I'm a photojournalist. Jelly bean?
Oh no, thank you.
They've been in my pocket. They're
no,
real warm and soft.
Not a big candy person.
So, long story short, time, place, and manner. When I walked in here, and I was very polite, you know, and I went over here and documented all the. It's wild. Did you know? There used to be. You're probably not old enough to remember Blockbuster, are you?
I've been in Blockbuster.
Okay, so all right,
Yeah.
you're old enough then. There used to be, video rental stores all over the place. Now, you go to the library and you go all for free. All for free. Fantastic. So, great library. You can check out up to 100 items at a time. So theoretically, you can come in here and check out 100 videos if you wanted. I'll tell you
say,
how
back
now, when I was a kid, what I would have done, if this was an option when I was a kid, I would have went out and checked out 100 videos, and I would have gone door to door on my street with a little library telling people, hey, for $3, $2 or whatever, you got to be, and I was a hustler when I was a kid. And so I'll tell you a little bit of what I told Officer Squires as well. 4th of July 1976, my brother Tom and I were in Lancaster, Ohio, and we buried some very valuable coins. I'll just leave it at that. Very valuable coins in the city of Lancaster. Long story short, this gal in here is insane. I am of the belief, I'm curious about your opinion on this, that they can't make library rules that violate our rights. For example, I know that it's not a true public forum in that I can't go in there and start handing out flyers to people, for example.
351.
I can't go in there and I can't go in there and loudly start singing Amazing Grace. I can't go in there and tout the, you know, say everybody needs a vote for this person or that. I can't do that. That's not legal. But as a member of the press, I am no more breaking the law than you are when you walked in with your body cam footage. It's not like it's legal for you to walk in with a body camera, but it's not legal for me.
Yeah, so what she was telling me, she did tell you that it was against the law. Which she said she misspoke. She said she was a little amped up, and when she said you're breaking the law, she knew that that was not correct. She said that she meant to say you're breaking their code of whatever.
And I asked her, I said, if you have if your code says that I can't be Jewish, no Jews allowed. It's the same. It's the First Amendment. They can't have a rule that says I can't take pictures in a library. They just can't. You have to have permission. No, I don't. It's silly. I've taken pictures in libraries in 14 states across the country. Never had any issues.
So basically, I'm going to get out here because it looks like things are starting to get heated. So
let
I told her.
Let me ask you a question. Seriously, and I was super quiet. I even said to her, "Ma'am, I am being quieter than you are. Would you like to step into another room and have this conversation in a quieter place?" Because she was being kind of boisterous. And I said, "Shh." I said, "You need to lower your voice. We're in a library." If I'm not saying it, if I don't say a thing to anybody in there, if I went like this and I literally collapsed this, and I walked through the library with it recording, just walked through the library like that, and had it aimed like this, so I wasn't even taking pictures of people, just like occasional bookshelves. Would I be arrested for, I mean, are they going to trespass me from a public library for taking pictures in the library?
So they did say that if they don't want you,
Yeah.
they said that you're not trespassed now. They said you're free to go in there and do whatever you want to do, except record.
Can't take pictures.
So they said if you go in there again and you start recording, taking pictures and stuff, then they'll call us back and they'll ask you to be trespassed. Okay?
All right.
So as for now, you're free to walk in there all you want.
I'll be honest with you, Snyder. I'm going to say there's a 99% chance I'm going to go back in there and I'm going to very peacefully, quietly. I'm a photojournalist. If I can't take pictures in public, I'm screwed. I am screwed. And it's a public library. I can go into the police department and stand in the lobby and take pictures in there. I can go in City Hall and take pictures there. And I can go into a county library and take pictures in there. But I am very, very respectful. I'm a father, I'm a grandfather, and me personally, I would not take pictures of kids. I just don't. I know how people are. They're like, oh, my kids are in. So I just, boom, like that. I'm walking past a kid. But I'll probably go back in there just because it's my right to do so. And they're just nuts. They're nuts. But I'm being super, super quiet and respectful. And it's going to be interesting to see if they actually trespass me from the library. They're inviting a lawsuit on themselves. You guys wouldn't. You'd just be enforcing a trespass. So if you come back and they say, yeah, we want them trespassed, I will absolutely leave. I don't want to go to jail tonight, and I certainly don't want to cause you guys any trouble. But I also feel very strongly about my First Amendment rights and the right to take photos and videos respectfully and what have you in public.
So I'm going to get out of here. Like I said,
all right.
Just they don't want you forming.
Is it CD?
Yep.
CD? May I ask what the C stands for?
Cord.
Cord. All right. Pleasure, sir.
Nice to meet you.
You have a good one.
How you too.
They had to close the field lane. All right. After you.
Getting the perfect shots, are you?
Oh no, they frown on photography in the library. nonfiction. Well, that was fun. That's the Fairfield County District Library. And I would encourage anyone within the sound of my voice to feel free, if you live in the area, feel free to swing by the Fairfield County District Library and exercise your First Amendment right to take photos and videos in public. And she is right about that libraries are not what one would consider to be a traditional public forum, such as the sidewalk. Sidewalk is very much a traditional public forum. That's why you see Jehovah's Witnesses out on the sidewalks, peddling their wares, because nobody can hassle them. They can stand on a public sidewalk handing out flyers and pamphlets all day long, and perfectly legal, perfectly legal. But if, say, Jehovah's Witnesses went into a library and they were doing that, that is not legal. It is not a traditional public forum. It is what's known as a limited public forum. But a limited public forum, there's never been a court case that I am aware of. And by all means, the people that call us frauditors and lose their freaking minds over somebody taking pictures and video in public, perhaps one of them can steer me in the direction of a case law that says I'm wrong. But generally speaking, the free press is not restricted from taking pictures and video in public. They're just not. It is a limited public forum, which means I can indeed walk into a public library and peacefully and quietly take pictures and video. I could have a body cam on, and just like the police, when the police walk into a public library, are they breaking the law? Of course not. It's ridiculous. And I am not breaking the law if I'm wearing a body cam, and I'm not breaking the law if I walk into a library and peacefully and quietly exercise my First Amendment right to take pictures and video. With that being said, if you were to walk into a public library and say you're using a flash, and now this is my personal opinion, if you walk into a public library and you have a flash on your camera and you are being obnoxious, like going around and taking pictures of people and shooting the flash, and in my opinion, that's disruptive enough where they could say, you're being very disruptive. But walking into a public library and just walking through very quietly, taking pictures and video as you're going through, not bothering anybody, please. I'm sorry, there's a time, place, and manner for everything, and walking through a public library with a video camera very quietly recording, that's not a crime. And I don't care what their policies say, it's simply not a crime. So we're gonna go ahead and head out, but I would recommend, if you live in Fairfield and you want to swing by and exercise your First Amendment rights, by all means, pop in here and do so. Also, if anybody can find any case law of somebody actually being arrested and charged with like trespassing or whatever because they were trespassing a library simply for taking pictures and video, and then they are prosecuted for that. Show me one. So, this mansion, the construction of this mansion began in 1830. Samuel and Sarah McCracken moved in after the home was completed in 1832. Sarah referred to this home as Mount Flora due to all the flowers that were present on the hill, and they lived here for 20 years. Home is roughly 8,500 square feet. It features 10 rooms with 12-foot ceilings, an attic, lower level, an ice house, and a widow's walk on the roof. Very cool. Look at that. Too bad we can't go inside right now. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, there you go. You want to take maybe a tour here. You want to buy tickets, what have you. Here's what you do. You go ahead and take a screenshot of that, okay? Just take a screenshot and then go into your photos and look at that picture that you took, a screenshot, and you should be able to click on that link and check it out. Very cool. The sidewalk looks like it's from 1832. Holy shnikes. Look at this. Man, those are solid slabs of something or another. It does not look like cement. I'd be willing to bet you this sidewalk probably is original. I'm not sure if it was put in the 1830s, but it kind of looks like it. This is recognized by the National Register of Historic Places. It says 1833. Very cool. Very cool. Ooh, they don't make them like this anymore.
But he might be like dissipating now, and he seems to be just a nutball.